Hello, it's Dr. Young again. I'm going to cover your week 1 assignment, and it is it's a legal exercise. So let's talk about this. The following situation: the local textile plant has a workforce of 55 full-time hourly workers, 12 part-time workers, and 6 managers that are salaried. The company has been struggling for about 5 years and has just lost its only major account with a sporting clothes company. Contract renegotiations have been intense for the past 6 months, but they collapsed 2 days ago. There's barely enough cash to pay workers for their last 2 weeks of work. In order not to incur additional payroll obligations to the workers, the company has called a meeting of all employees to announce the plant's closing at the end of the week, in 2 days. Although the workers were not overly surprised, they were overwhelmed that so many would be seeking employment in their small community within the next few days. Even though the hourly employees are to be terminated at the end of the week in 2 days, managers, those that are salaried, will receive their pay for another 60 days as they handle the closing of the plant. Okay, so this is a scenario you have to analyze and kind of decide what should have been done, what could have been done, based on your readings and your text. Or internet research, that's fine too. As long as, just don't use search. We'll talk about that later. Do you agree? So answer the following questions in your report. Do you agree with management's human resource plan of action for the immediate plant closing? Why or why not? Explain in detail and include legal implications. What does the WARN Act say that allows the plant to close inside of the 60-day notice period? So you need to look up the WARN Act. That's definitely one of the things you need to do. And you actually you're gonna look for the information on the government website for that, I'm pretty sure, and there is information on the Department of Labor site. What possible alternatives do the managers and HR have in handling this scenario? If no other attractive options exist, they must depart in 2 days. And they must depart in 2 days. What kinds of assistance can the plant give the newly unemployed workers? And then, given the financial restriction, is outplacement assistance a possibility? Excuse me. Every time I read, I feel like I'm just going to cough my head off, so I apologize. Anyway. So you have to analyze this based on the information given and the materials that you have. The Department of Labor site, I would definitely go there. Your text, your lecture. This here, use the given template to create your report. That is fine. Feel free to use this. Honestly, I really don't care if you do or not. In other words, you can use this or you can write it. I still expect within this document for you to cite your sources. In other words, when you're writing your answer, you need in the body of that answer, I need an in-text citation, and at the very end of this document, I need a reference list. So you're just going to expand it and give me put a reference list there. I still need you to cite your sources. No matter what you're doing, you need to cite your sources. But you can use this template. That's fine. In this case, since the template was given to you, I'm not going to knock you for paragraphs, double space, all that stuff. What I want you in any other situation where there is no paragraph, or I'm sorry, no template, I would. So make sure you have the difference there. Now for this one, there is no expanded rubric. There is this rubric. So I'm going to give you 20 points for you. If you demonstrate you know what the WARN Act is, that's 20 points. You need to understand the legal. So basically, when you're talking about the WARN Act, I need you to understand it from the HR perspective as far as what they can and cannot do, how they can follow this WARN Act. And then the ethical implications. There are some people that are getting fired or laid off and some people that get to stay and all that situation based on the scenario. Tell me what the ethical implications or ethics involved with this are. And then, proofread APA format. Now, when I say APA format on this, it's citing your sources. I'm talking about citing your sources only since the template's given to you here. And you can follow that. That's fine with me. That's about it, really. And just make sure, if I read when starting this report, read your text, read the lecture, go to the DOL site, look up the WARN Act, read it, then go back to the scenario, and then answer the questions, whether you agree or not. That's fine. This is kind of a gray area. It can be, but it will. Based on the WARN Act, you will be able to determine whether the company is following or not following the WARN Act, and I want you to talk about that and why. So, and then alternatives. There are, think about the scenario. What resources, community resources, any kind of resources at all that you could find to help people that are, laid off. Talk about that. You make sure to consider what the financial restrictions are. Think about nonprofit organizations. Think about things like that might, be able to help but not cost the company money. So basically those are just some hints on this. And if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. I'll be glad to assist you. If you find that if you've written your paper early before, like if you've gotten a start on it and you finish it before its due date, or at least, early in the day on the due date or something like that, and you want someone to take a look at it, email it to me in an attachment, and I'll take a look at it and say if I'm seeing any glaring problems, okay? If anything that looks really off, I'll let you know. And I'm not going to grade it at that point, but I will at least point you into, you need to look at this further, or, something like that, where I would just kind of guide you. So that's about it. And like I said, I'll be doing these every week, and I hope that you find them helpful. So I look forward to hearing from you in class, and have a great day.